Good morning, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to a very special edition of FFR in the morning. It's me, Caleb, and I'm here with Danny, and we're here to watch Rubes take on Kumo in this winter tournament pod race. How are you doing this morning, Danny?
I am going on just pure adrenaline and enthusiasm for FFR because it sure as heck isn't sleep this morning.
Oh, it's fine. We've been up for 5 hours already. This is pretty good. So we're taking a look at this party. We've got double black mage, red thief. You may be asking, was this forced? Because we have an interesting option there in that first slot. It's typically melee, fighter, or thief in that first slot, but this is a draft. Both of our runners decided to do a sort of standard FFR draft. There was a dice roll. Rubes lost the die roll, so was forced to pick second. Kumo takes, so Kumo deferred, and Rubes took first and fourth pick, brought the double black mage. Kumo drafted the red and the thief. As far as bonuses go, the thief has access to the improved cat claw, which is going to make that cat claw feel a little bit like a mini Vorpal in its hands, as well as 20 extra vitality, and loses 10 agility on its already pre-rendered 80 agility, so it should be down to about 70. Still pretty good. The red mage has a +5 bonus to luck, so trying to be a little bit better at running. It has baked-in resistances to poison, earth, death, time, and status, so almost a full ribbon minus the fire, ice, and lightning elementals. But only it costs 150 gold to bring this red mage, so we're not going to have 400 gold starting out, only 250. While the black mage gets a bonus to agility and luck of 15 apiece, it has a -10 MDef start. So all in all, pretty good party here. A lot of flexibility in our in-game options. No legendary sword, so Excal is going to be the only sword we don't want to find in this flag set now. Where there's no Masa, but Vorpal, Katanas, even the Vendor Catclaw could be viable. Danny, what do you think about this party?
I don't mind this party, especially with the way the bonuses and the malice is rolled. I like it at thief because, like you said, in this flag set without the mods, it opens you up to a couple extra options with your in-game weapon. When you can now take a katana if you find one that rolled up. That's really, really good. And I'm a big fan of the red and black mage, so speed and power.
So we are off and running. Kumo can't quite find the door. We have exit, and we got level 1 ice 3 and fast. That's pretty good. Fast is a critical spell with these flag sets. The bosses can roll very chunky, and you want to get that melee on board as quickly as possible. Exit being available for the red mage is a great find as well. We have a Zeus +5 gauntlet to start with, so a little bit of sweepers all around. Gold bracelets +5 for sale here in Canaria, and we are off to the races. We got hard hats. Don't let Deadpool see you buying those caps +5, but totally buy those caps +5, especially when paired nicely with the cloth +4, that heavy denim overalls. It's pretty good. I mean, cloth +4, that's between that and the cap, that's basically chain armor. Not bad. Not a bad start for all of our light warriors, but just getting the cloth here for Kumo. Rubes already in the TOF and not finding a whole lot in that first box, so. And I was wondering if we were going to see the item shop for Kumo, but maybe on the way back from Tiplafines.
Yeah, it's always good to make sure you check that because you never know where your vendor item's going to be. So
yeah, and there's a big stack of money in that final box in TOF, 12 grand. Gonna facilitate all of our early game shopping. So Zeus Gauntlet, Ice 3s should take care of Garland. As such, level 4 now for Rubes' party. Gonna get our first look here at the Royals with a canal. Come on, give me this shit. Give me that shit, princess. I love it. I love it when I can guess right, Danny. Sometimes it feels great. But what doesn't feel great is what that ship and canal means. It means Ice and Marsh are still in play.
Yeah, there's no way to like just count one of those out because you know it's either ship or canal, which is usually pretty helpful. Like if you can be like, okay, one of these I know I don't have to do, but right now, like you could very possibly have to do both, and no one really ever wants to do either, especially this early. So yeah, it feels a little bad.
And Rube's taking the time to buy those hard hats and that extra. I would imagine we're going to pick up the cloth too. Kumo going to get his shipping canal, and we will be off to the races. I imagine both runners are going to make for Provoca to see what level 2 magic has, to see what Bicky has to offer. And then we might see some pure route divergence if anybody decides to leave the Inner Sea. Now, Rubes, I know, I have a lot of history with Rubes. He's a member of the Center for Competitive Forfeiting along with me, and Rapier's +4. Not a bad melee start, but we have decent sweepers to offset that, and there's our cube for sale. So vendor item off the table too. It's pretty, got a lot of good information early. What I was getting at is Rubes isn't one to shy away from a cheeky play. We might see him break out the Inner Sea and head down to Ordeals, head down to Waterfall, depending on what this level 2 magic shakes out for us. But you can see this sort of route convergence as both runners coming into Provoca. So with that level 2 black magic hits, nuke. Danny, I'm gonna need your badge and your gun. You're no longer allowed to full seats. Free seat is free, at least as far as the black magic goes. If we have life here, we have life here.
And Invis too. Okay, I'll get right on that as soon as it's done.
You're gonna need to talk to the captain. He's gonna want to talk to you. But I mean, so the early game is set up for us. We still would like to find temper. We would like to find some ribbons now that we have a magical path to the end game. We want to find the physical, like the material components for our end game, which is weapons. There's pro rings for sale here in Provoca. They look like they're -3. It's not the worst, but we have eyes on gold bracelets and pro rings, which are great for those mages.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice, out the gates already know where those are, and they're not terribly priced. Like you can pick up the gold bracelet and that pro ring for about 20,000 gold. So once you get a little further into the game, money's not going to be a problem. You can go ahead and pick all that up, slap them on your mages, and call it a day.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed that level 1, we have Brack and Fast, but they're not together. I like when Brack Fast are together.
Me too.
It's always fun to see. But Rube's going to pop into Northwest Castle, and we're going to see what Astos has. Is it a key? It's a chime. So chime and cube, we are in dungeon item go mode if we want to do Sky along with the volcano. We just need eyes on that loot and key. And that's our go mode. So we want to have access to one dungeon. Chime and cube gets us that access. And level 3 has temper, so we're going to have 4 temper casters upon promotion. The seed is doing a great job of solving all of our problems before we have them. And Rube's already out. We're going to check Elfland from the southern dock, it looks like, and then head into Ordeals and maybe the Bahamut Sword Waterfall area. But Kumo doing a good job here, getting his magic sorted out. I wonder if we'll see a marsh dive from one of our runners with the exit access. It's basically a free check with these with this spell loadout.
Yeah. Having exit for ice is nice. I'm a poet and didn't know it. But it's one of the things where you still kind of want warp, but marsh with exit is a much easier check.
Yeah.
It's a lot quicker and it's pretty easy. And, even at low levels at the beginning, marsh is usually okay. And with the spells that they have, they should be fine.
Yeah.
Nobody get mad at me if I accidentally jinx that, please and thank you.
Question from chat, is Marsh incentivized? Yes, it is. Marsh, along with Ice and Ordeals, Canaria Locked, and the Bahamut Horde is all incentivized items. We do not have anything incentivized in the Fiend dungeons. However, better trap treasures are on, so those 15 or so boxes scattered throughout the world might be worth going into dungeons and checking, but Sky only has the one, Volcano has like 4, so that's a third of our better trap boxes. And Quad X at level 4 is nothing to be mad at. I like Quad X in these flags a lot.
I love that spell so much. It has saved my butt in Topher so many times.
Yeah. Instead of like having to cross your fingers and hope that nuke rolls high, that Quad X will just do that 300 damage if it's there kind of thing, you know? Not actually doing the damage, but accomplishing the task at hand. And Kumo takes a little lead here as Rubes continues his outward sailing of the outer sea. As we check both of the lock spells here in Black Magic at level 6 is fine. We only need one of them if we're going to have one. It would be nice to have them on offsetting levels, but the Sages give us the Ruby, which is interesting because that Titans is also incentivized. So that Ruby is 2 key item checks for Kumo. And with him docked in the inner sea, like it's... Oh no, he's docked outer sea. They're both docked outer sea. Okay. So Kumo, slight advantage here, but in these flags, leads are hard to define until you get to Topher. As anyone who's watched some of these races can attest to, if Topher was ever considered a great equalizer, it is very much so in these flag sets. So here's our route divergence. Kumo heading to Bahamut without the tail, while Rubes is going to do the Titan. Bold strategy. If this tail pays out, or if tail is here in Bahamut, so lots of money. Crystal. All right, Crystal's easy to turn in from Bahamut. You just kind of hit that river dock.
Yeah, we've got the free canoe in these flags, so basically everything is open to us right now except for Lefane and Gaia, because we have Northern Docks on as well.
Yeah, so Bahamut just holding on to a lot of money and some housing. Not ideal, but you know, and there's a pro ring here in Titans, and there's the tail, so Rubes will have a slight advantage there, being able to promote while going to do the Bahamut check. So while Kumo will have to come back here, but Kumo diving ordeals at level 9. I love it. I love the play. We don't have warp, but we got nukes for days, ice 3s. We can power our way through this, provided there's nothing gross on a script. And Rubes gets a slab from Sarda, so nothing we can do anything with it yet, but...
Yeah, but it's nice to get in that location because, like, you can walk out of here, you can translate it on your way out by Melmont, and then not have to worry about coming back to do that later on when you're able to turn it in.
Yeah.
It's also nice when he got that tail before doing the Cardia, because doing Cardia, like when you're running out of checks without tail, always feels a little bad. I think it feels a little worse, though, when you put that check off because you don't have tail, and you don't want to do it till you have tail, and it turns out tail is there.
Yeah. Who would ever do such a thing?
I've totally never, not once, done that in practice.
I totally didn't do that in a seed. And there's Zombles with Blizzard, so that's a script we're worried about. They also rolled up really high on HP, which is unfortunate because Zombles are usually a good place to get early levels. They're usually pretty vulnerable. They offer a good amount of... There's Fade and Harm 4 and regular life. So Lightning 3 eligible here in Melmond. Harm 4 was available for the Red Mage, and it looked like Vanilla Life is available, or Level 1 Life is available for the Red Wizard, but that's a safety strat. We have Life 2.
Yeah, and unless you've got a White Mage, you're probably not too worried about picking up Harm 4 at level 5.
Yeah. Checking the spike tile here in the Mud Goal room, and it's Frostwolves. So, not even going to bother opening the box, so we'll get it on the next floor. As Rubes gets promoted and is going to get all the money out of Bahamut's horde. I mean, this tracks, right? This is like, Bahamut sitting on a hoard of gold with a crystal. Like, yeah, this is right. It feels on brand for a dragon to just be hanging out on a bunch of gold. Kumo having better luck with these zombie bulls the second time through, and already up to level 11, so when your levels are right around the timer, it always feels pretty good. As Rubes onto the Onrak continent, gonna do the waterfall, so the route divergence continues.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy check, especially when you have exit at level 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got the magic, even if a low level, like if you've got magic to get you through the fights on the way to the robot, it's an easy way to get levels on the way there, especially if the tile there is decent. Clear out a couple boxes, get your item, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Kumo found the eye grind, it's the wrong eye, and there's a katana +2 in Ordeal, so not +5, but the seed continues to giveth to our runners.
Yeah, that +2, and then we're gonna have 4 fast and temper casters. That's real good.
Yeah,
that's real good.
That thief's gonna have some major damage output, especially with the +10 or +20 vitality. It's basically gonna have like fighter HP, so we don't. And there's our loot. So Ordeals required. Rubes will for sure get that katana.
It also means, if we get key before we find our incentive vorpal, like that's another check we can cut out because we already have our in-game weapon.
Yeah. Alright, gonna find out what the robot Sun +3 sword, and there's herb, so a couple fetch quests to turn in. Bane sword +1. We got all kinds of swords to swing now. Alright, Kumo. Looks like we're heading for waterfall, so he's gonna get that herb too. Oh, no, bailing out. Ruby time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, probably doing the ruby turn-in.
Question from chat. The cat claw bonus is cat +5 better than a katana? I don't know. It's probably not. Katana is pretty good with regard to its crit rate. Cat +5 would still make it a viable in-game weapon, but a positively rolled katana. Question from Life Reboot. Where was the tail? The tail was in the Titan's Trove, which Kumo is about to get now. So Titans and Sarda had the slab and the tail, which Kumo is about to get. Kumo has got the required loot from Ordeals, while Rubes has got the herb out of the waterfall. That's our big divergence here. Is where we went after getting out of the Inner Sea. And no one has gone to Ice, no one has gone to Marsh, because the Royals gave us Ship and Canal. And Canaria had the shop item. Alright, well, as our runners cross each other's paths, it's important to talk about the most important meal of the day, Danny. And that's breakfast. We're here. It's 10:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. Might be earlier where you are. Might be later than that if you're on the other side of the Atlantic. Danny, what is your perfect breakfast?
I, oddly enough, don't eat breakfast often, even though I love breakfast food. So it's Brenner in my house often.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or breakfast meal. It doesn't have to be.
It's like, yeah, breakfast any time of day or night is just A+. I, like I said, big fan of a lot of different foods. Biscuits and gravy. I mean, you can never go wrong with biscuits and gravy. So like at my house, if we're making breakfast food, it's usually like biscuits, gravy, eggs, like hash browns, fried potatoes, bacon, occasionally sausage. Like those, scrambled eggs. Those are the things we'll make at my house if we're making. If I'm eating out somewhere, There's a place by my house called Tudor's. If you live in West Virginia or have ever been to West Virginia, you know what Tudor's is. If not, if you're ever here, go to one. They have the most amazing breakfast and about 27 different types of biscuits. It's real good. But my favorite thing to get there is called, they have two versions. There's the big tater or the little tater, or as the lady who called it once in a drive-thru, the baby tater, which is what I call it now. And it is fried potatoes topped with scrambled eggs, gravy, and bacon, and it is amazing. And I love it, and I get it there all the time. I'm fairly certain I'm clogging at least a couple of arteries every time I eat it. Boy, it's real good, and I highly recommend.
All right. Well, Kumo, back to promote Rubes out of ordeals. I love breakfast. I love sausage and gravy. It's one of my when we do burner in our house, it's typically a sausage and gravy dinner. I'll make the biscuits, and then I like to get the spicy breakfast sausage so the gravy has a little bit of a kick to it, as I'm a fan of the spicy. But here comes our crystal check. But first, what's flame sword +2? So have we seen a negative sword yet? Nope. There's the adamant. All right. So, Rubes, will you walk to dwarves from Matoya? No. You hate to see it. It's not a far walk. It's not a far walk. But we're gonna do Sky. Or are we checking? We're checking surface grinds.
It looks like we're looking for fights.
No, we're just
or maybe
taking
not.
a very fun path here.
Rubes got us playing a guessing game this morning.
Yeah, trying to keep us on our toes. According to our runners, Kumo's ideal breakfast is either French toast or waffles with hash browns, eggs over hard with bacon and sausage links. While Rubes prefers 2 eggs over easy with bacon, hash browns or home fries, and buttered toast, but sometimes an egg McMuffin or a breakfast baconator. I'm a sucker for a good breakfast sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
French toast chat coming out in the chat. French toast is a top tier breakfast choice as well when you want something sweet. I like French toast, but I prefer it as a dessert with like some berries and whipped cream, like some maple or like a honey on top. But it's hard for me to eat French toast in the morning. It's a little too sweet.
I've never considered it as a dessert.
Yeah, it's really good. Especially like I said, you get some nice whipped cream, some berries on it, and like a scoop of vanilla ice cream. It's a dynamite dessert. It's like a solid slice of bread pudding, basically. Kumo's going to get his herb here as Rubes continues this walking grind through Mirage 2. My ideal breakfast is somewhere in between what everybody's discussing. I love the egg plate with meat and potatoes. Like, I'm a big home fries, hash brown guy. Like, I probably prefer good home fries to the fried hash browns, like the patties, but I love the fried hash brown patties too. But there's something about those diced potatoes with like pieces of bacon, onions, and like some spicy peppers in there. It's really, 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 really good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also a big fan of the breakfast burrito. I don't know if you guys have Qdoba out where you are, but they make a pretty good breakfast burrito. With the potatoes, little pieces of bacon, the cilantro, the eggs, the jalapenos. It's pretty choice. I'm also a big fan of like the huevos rancheros, because beans. I'm a big bean guy. For those who don't know that about me, I'm always
about them beans.
I always think about them beans. Spicy check here on Sky 3. This is good experience if we can kill those Gurnagas, but we're conserving resources for better fights, I guess. Little money doing here on the right of Sky 3 as Kumo off to turn in the herb and crystal. This could be interesting if this is our floater and Rubes is foregoing those checks in favor of a Fiend Dungeon, but we've got Mute Touch Slimes with Slow 2. Just, it's fine. Like, it's not the grossest thing, it's just inconvenient as we hit level 18 roughly across the board here. Pretty good levels for Rubes. I haven't seen Kumo's levels, but
Last
would
time
imagine.
I saw his levels, they were like 15, 16 in Waterfall. I don't think they
Mhm.
are any higher than that now, but he's not far
Yeah.
behind on levels.
So Rube's going to check these top 4 boxes on Sky 3. So the top most right box here is a better trap box. This is worth checking. It's a solid greed play here. And we're rewarded with a light X +5 as Kumo gets the floater from the Elf Prince. So big check there as we have a slab turned in. We don't have eyes on the bottle, but this is going to make Kumo's mid game a little bit faster than Rube's.
Mhm.
But Rube's about to be on the Bridge of Destiny, so we might see a robot friend that will get in. Where have we seen a sword roll down, Danny?
No,
Okay, I didn't think so.
it's fine. They did request if it's whatever. They're just like, well, maybe we'll get lucky and get an easy one. And I told them I'd try, so
Kumo
did
taking
they
the
got
time.
the easy one.
He's taking the time to buy magic here in Elfland. I can appreciate the play because we just turned in the herb, but if we're gonna go to Lefane, like it could probably be a little bit quicker. We don't have to walk all the way across town. And there he is. There's our Warmech. So we're gonna nuke and fast. 282 from that first nuke. Fast goes out in time. 6 hits, 213. Another nuke for 105, and we ambushed that Warmech. We might get a free Warmech kill. The punch to the Red Wizard isn't enough to take it out. Warmech's probably going to die here. Those are some high roll nukes. How much HP does this Warmech have? Oh
It
boy.
seems like a decent bit.
We're going to temper. We're going to ice. We're going to nuke. Quad X. No, we're going to go back to nukes. Yeah, that's the heads up play here. Nukes. 184 takes it out. That's a free XP pinata if I've ever seen one. So
Yeah, I think
ambushing the Warmech into just all those high roll nukes has got to feel pretty good.
I think that got us about 3 levels across the party.
And there's a fighter. I don't think we have any incentive to switch out that ninja.
I mean, we've got a few decent swords that fighter, but I'm not switching out that fighter for like a sun plus whatever when we've got really good magic on all our mages. And that thief has a katana +4. Plus, if I recall correctly, looking at the blurstings, the fighter has -20 strength.
Yeah,
so
that's you almost need a temper to get back to vanilla fighter there.
And like as much as I love my fighters, that one would get left behind.
And that ninja's already got over 400 HP, and you can see it's got 5 hits on. It's a fasted 5 hits on the katana. Opal +5 armor. Here
it's rubes000 a fighter.
Yeah.
I swear sometimes I think any seed that I don't have a fighter, I find all the good fighter gear. It's like the game saying, "See, look what you could have had."
You didn't do that, did you? The fighter FOMO. I would love to see Rubes do a crystal check here as we are. Oh no, he already did. He has the adamant. He's got the adamant. Yeah. Right,
yeah, he still needs to do his urban adamant checks.
Yeah. As he navigates through the Cardia Isles here. Now, Danny, I know you're not a coffee person with your breakfast. What's your breakfast beverage of choice?
Usually, sometimes I'll do juice like an apple or orange because I don't typically drink them any other time of day. But for some reason, they just kind of hit with breakfast.
Yeah,
but also, I love tea. I'm a big tea fan. Different hot tea and sweet tea. Like I like my tea, so.
Rube's gonna give us the. Oh no, we don't have the key, bro. We just want to make sure that door was locked before we left Elfland. It's important to, make sure your doors are locked.
Keep a knocking, but you can't come in.
I'm a big fan of the grapefruit juice too, Serenus. I understand that some people can't drink because of medications that they're on. I know that it has a lot of adverse effects with different medicines, which is a bummer because grapefruit juice is amazing. Already coming in with the milk. I like the milk, but that's when I'm on cereal gang. And I usually do my breakfast of choice through the week is usually a bowl of cereal, which segues into my next topic, Danny. What's your favorite cereal? Your breakfast cereal?
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That
Yeah.
is one that I think is great. I a part of me will forever be like 12 and no older, and I still love Count Dracula. I Last time I saw it in a store, I bought the biggest box they had, and people
Yeah.
were looking at me like, "Oh, she's got a kid. That's probably why she's buying it." Nope, that was for me. Um,
Yeah.
and honestly, sometimes just like a good like every once in a while, like a bowl of Raisin Bran. Maybe I'm showing my age because I'm getting old, but like I'm not mad at that either. Like there's so many good breakfast cereals. I could honestly sit here and name them all, half the morning.
The question from chat: is the chest bind Bahamut incentivized? It is. It will always have a key item in this flag set. If you're not playing with the Bahamut Horde on, that box is located in Cardia Forest in the bottom left room where there are 4 boxes. It is the top right box. If you are going in the vanilla entrances, which are viable here, they're just those boxes still exist. They're just linked to the boxes in the Bahamut Horde now. Yeah, I'm big Raisin Bran gang. Like that's my quote unquote daily driver for cereals. I do like when it comes to like the sweeter cereals. I'm a fan of the chocolate ones. I just polished off a box of Kashi chocolate waffle bites, which are pretty good. They're not super sweet, but they got a nice rich chocolatey vibe to them, almost like a dark chocolate
Ooh,
bitterness
never
to
had
them.
those. Never even heard of those. But that sounds real good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Kashi shredded wheat. They have a island vanilla that you put some fresh blueberries into, and like
Mm.
when you finish the cereal, you can see the vanilla beans floating around in the water, and it's basically just like melted vanilla ice cream.
Oh, nice.
It's a delight.
I'm not a big fan of shredded wheat, though. I'm a big fan of some frosted shredded wheat, and there are a few things better than like that last couple bowls at the bottom of the box, where like all the like the little shredded wheat and like frosted bits have all like fallen through the box and just have accumulated with all the like the properly formed shredded wheat.
Yeah, the
It's
wheat
so good.
the wheat debris as Kumo
Yes.
takes on carry 1. This shouldn't be an issue with our skill set. We've got a fasted, tempered Katana 2-swinger. I would imagine it's nuke time for the mages. That untempered, unfasted hit for like 300. So we're like 750 damage in a carry 1. A stiff breeze going to blow her over, or not. Wow, she rolled way high on that HP, but not more than 1500 HP as Kumo lights his first orb here. We see a white mage available. So I wonder if Kumo will now head to... Where are we going?
Yeah,
Are we...
Kumo still needs to do a couple of the turn-ins he's got.
Yeah. So
Crystal
we'll
and the Adamant. And then, yeah, we've got Slab and Bottle that still needs turned in by both. Well, Kumo's we'll get his bottle here soon, and then we'll need to do our Slab and Bottle turn-ins, which are
Yeah.
eventually, I'd say, would be nice if they led to, one of them led to Key. Otherwise, we're gambling on
how
Martian
much
Ice.
how much you want to gamble on Key just being in ice, because we won't have warp.
I mean, everything else has been so kind this seed.
Yeah, we still haven't
That
found
kind of makes me think.
incentive ribbon, Vorpal, or rod, or TNT. So
Yeah,
we could be.
we've still got quite a few things that are out there and out in the world.
Yeah, but for the most part, both of the runners making great time. Rube set up to have his second orb lit by like the 35-minute mark. Kumo headed, I would imagine, to the Gaia Lefane area, and that at least puts him in proximity to Sky. The only other place we have access, we don't have Oxiel either, so Seed is pretty much telling you you're doing Sky and Volcano this time.
Yeah, unless one of these turns in gives him like Oxiel or Rod, and then he has other options if he doesn't want to do Sky.
Mm-hmm. But I think Sky being right here, it's good levels along the way. You might get that Warmech, and there's TNT. So very, very passive-aggressive dwarves here. The blacksmith hanging out with the bottle, and The fairy's got the TNT, so there's some middle management here in the dwarf
Yeah.
cave.
Yeah.
You hate to see the dwarves not talking to each other.
Right. My favorite thing, if I don't have key, the best, is adamant to TNT, TNT to cave, knock out dwarf cave, all in one. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I think people say lazy dwarves and it gets a bad rap, but like, I'm all about it. If I can knock
Yeah.
all that out at once, lazy dwarves all day long.
I'm even fine with difficult dwarves where it's TNT to adamant to key.
Mhm. I mean, it still serves a purpose. It's a little longer way around, but
All right, so the slab turning gets us our ribbo -3, so we will have ribbon protection for at least one light warrior, and gonna buy our ninja magic here. Gonna pick up that fast. We have 4 fast casters. We'll have 4 nuke casters, 4 temper casters. When the seed giveth, the seed giveth. Oh, we already bought the magic in
yeah.
Elfland for the 3 and 4, but yeah. Everybody's set up. Kumo. So the difference here is Rubes has done Sky and Kumo's done these long overworld fetch quests. And Kumo's probably going to head into Sky. I don't know if Kumo opens as many boxes as Rubes. Rubes did open a lot of boxes in Sky, and Kumo, with the ribbon in hand, might go mode it, which would be in his best interest.
Yeah, like his gear loadout and stuff, like, and his weapons, like he's in a really good position, so it would make sense for him to skip boxes. Well, I understood, like, and he checked some stuff and found some things in Volcano. So, like, I could see Rubes where he opened so many boxes in Sky just being like go moding, like the way he did that and just not opening things, the way he did Volcano, and then like because Kumo opened boxes in Volcano, not opening any in Sky. Hey.
So there is our key. Marsh and Ice not required. So Kumo in full go mode just needs to go back now and do Sky. So that's why I would have liked to see him do Sky while he was there.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do the Sky or the Canary locked incentive, and this could be Rod, which will at least that's the closest dungeon to us. It's about as long. I don't know exactly step count wise, but there's a gold bracelet +5, Zeus gauntlet +5. Yeah, that's worth chucking some stuff on the ground for.
Oh yeah.
Because that red mage can equip that Zeus +5 gauntlet. That's pretty good absorb. That's basically a power bonk or a gold bracelet +5, so that's 13 absorb right there. And there's the Oxyel. So you hate to see it, which means Ice or Marsh has the Rod and the Vorpal just straight up.
Yeah, thankfully with that katana find, like, we are not worried about finding a weapon. Otherwise, like, having to do one of those in hopes of just feels bad. Like a 50-50 gamble on anything, knowing that, like, you could guess wrong and then have to do multiple things, like, it just feels bad, but...
Yeah, so we're... Maybe Kumo doesn't like doing Sky, or forgot that we had Chime and Cube that early, but we're headed into Sea Shrine, as Rubes is going to get his key and get his go mode. I don't know if Rubes will... We might check TOF lock, look and see if there's like a late game grind, or if we're just going to go right in. But that's go mode for Rubes. Gonna check the Dwarven Armory. Kumo did not do this. A second ribbon would be a really nice to have, or potentially a power gauntlet. Dragon armor +3.
Game.
Remember that fighter you left behind?
Yeah, that or like I know we've got in Viz 2, but like ruse or a defense like for that ninja would be pretty fantastic.
So Rube's gonna check the spike tiles and boxes here in Northwest. Heal pot, a little bit of money, a little bit of money. We've got waters. We got level 1 ice 3 and level 2 nuke. This isn't bad. I mean, we'll probably just take this fight the one time, but dump some EXP across our party. Yep, level 24 now, and we see Kumo is level 20, and the other tile is the red D that are not
Ooh.
quad Xable, but fewer than
Just-
400 HP. So,
Yeah, so they're just barely above quad expo, which feels a little bad.
yeah. So gonna bounce back and forth between the waters and the red D as Kumo opens the little, I call it the bean room, the long hallway,
Mhm.
and Sea Shrine. Are we gonna open? We're gonna open Sharknado floor. Defense plus
Ooh.
5. Danny, have we seen a sword roll negative? No,
Nope.
we have not. Oops, all positives.
It's fine. I rolled the seed with all positives. It just means next week when I have my raise, they're all rolling negative.
Right. So
I gave them all away today. There's no hope for me on Wednesday next week.
maybe we're using the waters to party grind, and then we'll move over and solo grind the red D. I'm trying to get into Rubes' head.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like he's clearly trying to like kill off those
A second
other characters.
katana. Do we have legendary swords on anybody? No.
Nope, and we can't dual wield yet either, so it's just gonna look real pretty in our inventory.
There's some Frosties. How do you feel about Wendy's Frosty?
Real good, especially if
Are
you
you-
got fries.
I was gonna say, are you a fry dipper now? Are you a chocolate Frosty purist, or do you dabble with the vanilla?
My daughter likes the vanilla, and I've tried hers. I'll stick with my chocolate.
Second ribbon here in Sharknado, and that's not even the better trap box. So, see paying dividends to
Mhm.
Kumo here, and let's see what that's Cobras, but that's fine.
Yeah,
see.
that
Coral -1, but that's fine. We got a defense sword and we got a ribbon. We have 2 ribbons, evasion, Cobras with trance. It's like it's Ka from Jungle Book.
Yeah, like the sky play might have made a little more sense when he was in the area to go ahead and knock that. Oh, gross.
It's fine. We got ribbons.
I
These
mean,
Cobras
sure, but it's still
are-
kind of gross.
are doing us a
but
favor.
like this, assuming we get out of this steep play over sky, it's working out well for Kumo.
We got away luckily. The Cobras also had X fur, so that would feel very bad. X for cracked in the middle of Sea Shrine after getting ribbon and defense, but we got away. I'm just here for the commentator curses, Adam, making the joke about we got ribbons X for go burr. As Rube's working on set up the solo grind
with the red mage that won't die.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I'm assuming he's still maybe hoping to, like, knock it out because it's up there in that top slot where he can take a punch, but, like, he's also casting Ice 3, so, like, I think he's thinking, if it goes down, great. If not, beefy red mage with life cast if need, so.
Yeah, backup melee strats. One of the things, and that it was a negative sword. It was a coral -1. So none of the swords we care
That
about
matter.
rolled negative.
Mhm. Yeah, nobody's using that coral sword. Not in this seed.
We're gonna fast. We're gonna temper. We're gonna temper. Kraken 1 not punching too hard. Rubes finished his grind. Gonna head into Topher. I wonder if we check the spike tiles, or at least the better trap treasure. If Rubes has been watching me play, he knows never punish. You should open those boxes. You only got 1 ribbon.
Rube said, "Nah, I gotta go."
Too busy to check boxes. Gotta go fast. So coming into Topher right around the 40-minute mark at 40:41. Kumo on the verge of taking out Kraken 1 and lighting his second orb. May be right behind Rubes coming in, but unfortunately, Kraken trying to delay this, and there's our eye tile.
Nice of you to show up now.
Sleep comes out from Kraken Quad X, demonstrating
Such a
why
good
it's
spell.
the best spell in the game.
With Smurf. Oh no, we're out of life juice. I like that he stopped. I was like, let's bring the party back in case we run into a fight. And then it was like, oh no.
Question from chat: that ninja has 600 HP. What level are they? The ninja started with 20 extra vitality, so it's basically a fighter. So it's probably like level 15. No, I'm kidding. It's probably, I think he stopped in the early 30s. So he's got the levels. He's got a ribbon. It might be okay. We don't have wall because that was locked to white mages.
Yeah, I made a note of it just in case we picked up one. I didn't think we would. Because, wall is another spell that, like, in lack of ribbons or lack of multiple ribbons, like, you definitely want if you can have. But, yeah, we're locked out of that.
Alright. The Kumo just heading... Just go to Topher. Go to Topher, Kumo. You're doing great, buddy. Alright. Rube's on and through Lich too. Nothing really doing there. I didn't see anything super gross come out of Lich.
Kumo, good job not listening to Caleb. Heals are important.
Heals are... I mean, I didn't see how many we had, and we don't have a big healing spell.
Yeah, so, unfortunately.
Yeah, no cure 4, no cure 3, no heal 2, no heal 3 that we saw.
I'll take my red mage over white mage any day, but man, when you don't have a lot of healing magic, it feels a little bad going into Topher.
Carry 2, thick with absorb, that 4 hit 76 damage. We are not that deep into carry damage wise here, as Kumo comes into Topher about a minute and a half behind Rubes. It's anyone's game. There is gear differences and level differences between the parties. Rubes on the left, higher levels, less protective gear. Kumo, lower levels, but with a defense sword and an extra ribbon. A little more survivability on Kumo's side, but much more damage output on Rubes' side with the higher level ninja. Two solid approaches to these Tophers. We'll see what happens here as Rubes navigates the seafloor. Kumo's still taking fights. Curious. And using resources to do so.
Yeah, I was wondering, could this be like a run around on the 3rd floor up to the 3rd floor? Yep, do it a grind. Which, isn't a bad idea. If you don't know where a good tile is and you can just exit out of Topher, like, it's not a bad play at all.
Yeah, and we know that the eye tile's not available. I think the only thing that we could have possibly wanted to see on that Topher lock tile would have been, like, metal slimes. But here we into Kraken 2. He's got Quad X. We got fast. We got nukes going out. We're going all gas, no brakes. The fast hits before the ninja does. 10 hits, 247, so more absorb. We're going to need some more crits coming out of that ninja. That Katana 2, not quite doing what we want it to do. More nukes come out. We're about 600 damage into Kraken. Quad X not enough, but there goes our life caster. So now we're entering a part of the game that we don't like to be, and that part of the game is problems. Problem town.
Yeah. I mean, bright side, if we can at least get this ninja through, we've got... Well, no, Rubes doesn't have defense. If he had the defense, I wouldn't mind this play, because that ninja's got fast, that ninja's got temper. I mean, granted, in these flags, like, that ninja still can take a hit without, like, any kind of evasion magic, but...
Yeah, this is where you gotta hope that the final two, like, see it not hitting too hard, they're able to punch a black mage and have it live. We gotta hope that their spell lists are all like the lightning 2s, the fire 2s. We want chip damage coming out of these fiends as Ice 3 rolls through Dock 1. We're trying for the cheeky Quad X, ineffective. 7 hits at 793. So
oh boy.
We got a ninja and a black mage and a dream. There was a dream that was this Topher dive.
Kumo's still taking fights, which I like I said on this floor. You're going to get a lot of experience on this floor, but part of me also wants to be like, Kumo, check the tile. Check the tile.
This is true.
Like, if you're going to take the 3rd floor grind, it's smart to just peek and see what that tile is, because you don't know what it is. And in this case, it just happens to be the eye. But he's still getting a lot of levels on this floor.
Here comes Chaos. We're going to temper the ninja. We're going to fast the ninja. So fast is going to go off before The black mage goes down, and now it's temper time and swing. So 2 tempers in. There's the zap. Goodbye to Doc 0. 8 hits 727. Chaos not hitting too hard. 7 hits 721. 7 hits 533. One more swing ought to do it. 6 hits 839. Easy peasy chaos. Get those GGs in chat for Rubes.
GG Rubes.
As he gets the official Racetown time of time. I gotta bring up the Racetime room again.
Yeah, because his clock is not accurate.
With an official Racetown time of 46 minutes 55 seconds. We're going to see if we can get Rubes to come in here and talk to us. And he is here and talking to us. GG, Rubes.
GG.
GG.
How did it feel to roll through that just very kind, nice, just warm, fuzzy blanket of an FFRC this morning?
It's kind of unusual. It's been a little while since I've felt that way. That's for sure.
The only adversity I feel like you saw was in the end there on Kraken 2, just taking out the red mage.
Yeah, I struggled a little with Tia 1 after I took out Warmech. Fortunately, she didn't want to drop that easily. I didn't buy Brack, which was an intentional decision, but maybe I should have. Oh well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the robots took out a lot of your resources.
So the big divergence here was Kumo did Sea Shrine as opposed to Sky, and it netted him a defense +5 and another ribbon on the Sharknado floor.
Nice.
Neither were in Better Trap Treasure, which is fascinating.
Oh.
Yes, they were. The defense was in the Gregory Puff special room, and the Sharknado room, but not the Better Trap box, had the ribbon, the far left box. So here comes Kumo taking on Lich, and not gonna have any problems there, as Lich didn't even get a turn. On and through, on to carry 2, level 29 now across the board for Kumo after taking the grind on level 3 of Topher. Unfortunately took the grind without peeking at the tile, so we were walking around killing Gasties and Badmen. Which is better experience for the party than the Eye, but the Eye probably would have still been faster just to keep stepping back and forth.
Yeah, because I mean you only have to take 2 steps for every 250 sticks instead of for every encounter versus like the 5 and 256 encounter or whatever it is. Yeah, definitely. So it would have been faster probably. But either one works.
Carry opens up with nuclear. Kumo into damage now. We're swinging. We got about 350 damage, and we know that Carry's got some HP. Somewhere between 800 and 1500 HP, because you hit her for like 750 damage after doing about 700 damage. And there it is, 7 hits, 1071. Carrie has an undetermined amount of HP.
We just know she's chunky.
Yeah. She ate her Wheaties this morning.
They all felt kind of chunky, except for maybe Lich, but I don't know.
Lich rarely feels chunky.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, he's a Pop-Tart. He's
On the rare occasion he does, you're just like, excuse me, sir, who do you think you are?
He's a homemade Pop-Tart.
Oh.
Where you can't quite get your pastry as thin as a factory machine.
So is a Pop-Tart a breakfast food or just a snack or both? What's your thought on that?
I think it's either. It could be a breakfast, but I think it's designed to be like a breakfast snack kind of vibe. But...
Yeah, I think it's like Caleb said, designed to be a breakfast thing, but like of all the Pop-Tarts I've eaten in my life, and I guarantee you it's been a truck ton, almost all of them have been at times that were not considered breakfast.
Yeah. And then because then they offer stuff like s'mores Pop-Tarts. It's like, this isn't breakfast. Don't. Oh, there's Blaze from Kraken 2. We did not see that from Rubes. We're
No,
gonna get
but
defense, fast, and tempers out
those two
and-
ribbons doing good work.
for sure. And a little indecision here. We never saw a power gauntlet, but didn't really need it. We have 4 temper casters, 4 fast casters, 4 nuke casters, and there goes our life caster. So Kumo in the same situation as Rubes was, but with a defense sword. Temper goes out, Katana 2 swing, 7 hits, 12-11. Kraken 2 goes away, and we are into 2-man mode. So, breakfast with a buddy. Gonna rejigger that party. Put that ribbon on that black wizard for me, please, Kumo. Please, my anxiety please. Defense +5, fast. Black wizard able to do what he wants to do. Ice 3 comes out. Maybe we already put that ribbon on, because that Ice 3 did not do a lot of damage, and I don't think we have a black shirt on that black wizard, so maybe we already rejiggered that party around. Which has me question why the ribbon wasn't on the red wizard earlier. I have questions. Maybe I missed something, but we're going to hold on to those last 2 tempered casts. I like that play. Get the nuke out, 6 hits, 522. Nuke fires for 292. Mid-roll nuke there is good to see. Another nuke, 167. That's the nuke that we're used to seeing. Oh, Tia casts Reflect and sends nuke right back, but nuke the Black Wizard able to soak it. So pretty good there with pretty good luck there with the Black Mage being able to eat that nuke with the -10 MDef.
It's rare. Not only that, but to be under 300 HP, like it's rare when like the Black Mage survives that. So
yeah. But on to Chaos. We didn't see anything really gross out of this Chaos against Rubes, but Kumo gonna pull it with the ninja up front, not setting up the potential RNG loop. But defense comes out. I mean, it's not a bad play. It's not. You're not going to get the potential RNG loop, but you will have the evasion tank sort of protecting the Black Mage, so it can continue to do its thing and then let the ninja soak the melee strikes.
okay, if that Black Mage doesn't have a ribbon on, I am beyond shocked now.
Well, if it's because I don't think it's wearing a black shirt, but a black shirt would also protect against the.
I don't recall. Yeah, I know. I don't recall
found.
finding the black shirt. Yeah. So
But
not only is he survived a lot and now survived a zap. So I'm gonna need to know when Kumo gets in the booth what's that Black Mage's wear.
He's got a ribbon. That fire 2 just bounced off him. There's no way that Black Wizard has fire protection outside of a ribbon. So we're just tempering. We're gonna see how hard this. We're trying to one-shot Chaos here.
It might not be baseball season yet, but we are swinging for the fences.
Yeah, 360 nuke there. Big old nuke roll from nuke. And we're gonna just temper some more. We're having fun now. We want to see. We know that our opponent is finished. We want to see how many tempers. And goodbye nuke. And now it's time to swing. 3 hits, 744. I believe that was 4 tempers into this ninja. There's the slow 2. We do have fast on that ninja, but doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Get those GGs in chat for Kumo. We're gonna see it. He wants to come talk to us. So pretty close race, all things considered. It was very close through the early game. There was a little bit of route divergence in the mid game.
There was a lot of high-fiving going from one place to the other, or one was and just switching. But yeah, the only real big route divergence just was the dungeons in which we completed, but it was very close.
And we have Kumo. GG's Kumo. How you feeling?
Well, it's my personal best on this flag set.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. GG.
No, like you played extremely well.
GG, Rubes. I appreciate the match. It was it wasn't that
It was very friendly. It was a very friendly seed early on, yeah, for sure.
Oh my god! I watched the one with infinite tape.
This is a very different seed than the Min Infinite Tape
Yes.
race, which we won't spoil if you haven't watched it, but for those out there in chat that haven't watched Min vs. Infinite Tapes race from last night, it's a tale of this seed compared to that one, a tale of two different seeds for sure.
Mhm.
Kumo, my first question, it might be my last question because I'm terrible at asking all the questions before my co-comps can ask any, so I'll just ask the one. When you're in the area, you turn in the bottle, you get the TNT, and you do the slab, you get all that turning, you get the ribbon. What was the motivation behind following the TNT and not doing Sky while you were there?
I don't like Sky.
That was my assumption.
Solid
I
answer.
don't like Sky.
Yeah, that was my assumption. Okay.
I was hoping for a rod, but I got the oxtail, so I was like, we'll just do
See, and it
It paid out.
paid out with the defense and a second ribbon for sure.
Yeah, I've just been mentioning, like, the only thing really that either of you were missing, because magic was great, gear was great, was just, unless maybe another one was maybe the ruse staff or the defense for that ninja. And then you roll in to see it, it's just like, hello there.
That's another thing I was looking for, something to help protect that ninja. So I was like,
Yeah.
Usually I pull it from Earth, but a defense sword and sea was.
Yeah, Ruse
Nice.
Stick was probably an Earth, along with the other ribbon.
Yeah, and these flags, like the ninja earth thief, has the ability to take a punch a little easier than everyone else. So if you don't have it, it's not as scary as maybe worrying about your other characters, but like having that safety net, it's real nice.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to throw the ribbon on the red maid because he had so many resistances already.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
just
got punched out.
Yeah. I mean, Kraken gonna do Kraken things.
I mean, he spots a life caster. He just
right.
targets it.
Right. Do you have any questions for our runners, Danny?
No, the only thing I was wondering, and he already answered it, was like not having a ribbon on that red mage. Like, we were questioning, it was like, yeah, no, there's definitely one on that black mage, because boy, he was surviving a lot of things little black mages usually do not make it through. But no, I think it was basically everything. It was a pretty straightforward seed. Both runners ran it incredibly well.
I guess my final question for both runners, and I guess we'll start with Rubes. Marsh and Ice, you knew that they were in play after the ship and canal from the royalty. How reluctant? I mean, obviously we didn't see either runner go to Marsh or Ice, but where were they on your radar?
I was contemplating. Oh, sorry, Rubes. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, Kumo. Go ahead. You can answer.
I was actually contemplating doing Ice after I found Nuke at level 2.
Yeah.
Well, I remembered I had the ship, and I was like, well, that's kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, we did the math. We knew that Ice or Marsh had to be Vorpal or Rod by the time he turned in and got the Oxyale. So disappointment would have abounded. But Rubes, what was your thought process?
So Ice Cave didn't exist to me, so because I had no plans on going there unless I had the last location to floater or something.
Right.
Marsh, I was considering doing before I went down to Waterfall in that area, or actually no, before I even went to Crescent Lake, I was considering doing Marsh. I decided let's just leave it. I can, it's easy enough to get to. I can come back to it later, and never had to. Luckily, once I got that ruby, that just kind of determined my routing for me. Ice is last on my priority list.
Yeah, without early access to warp, Ice is tough to dive when you've got everything else to do.
Makes it it's definitely not high on the priority list. Then that's for sure.
Well, I guess we'll move on to final thoughts. Rubes, this is your first or second race in the pods?
This is number 1.
All right, so moving on to 1-0 in the pods. Final thoughts, man.
GG Kumo is a really good race. It was a lot of fun. And Caleb, Danny, thanks for coming out and doing FFR in the morning. And thanks to Speed Gaming for letting us come out and put on a show for everybody. And I hope everybody has a good time as I did, and I think Kumo did too.
Yep. All right. Kumo, is this your first race in the pods?
Nope, second race.
Okay. I
went against Iker like 2 days earlier.
So this puts you at 1-1 in pods?
1-1.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. My brain disappeared briefly this morning. So
it's morning time.
Mine often does that in these morning hours. It's fine, Caleb. You're in good company.
So 1-1 in the pods. Who's your race 3 against?
It is Flurry.
Flurry? And do you already have that race scheduled for people to check out?
I have not yet.
Okay. Well, folks can keep an eye on the FFR Discord with the spectator role. Get announcements every time there's a race going to be. But do you have final thoughts, man?
Just thank everybody for putting this on. Commentators, behind the scenes people. You guys are awesome. Rock for getting up this early. Making sure you show on for everybody.
Awesome. Well, Danny, I'll leave it to you to take us home. GG's to both of you.
Yeah, GG again to both runners. Like we've said, you both run that incredibly well. It was a fun race to watch. Thanks to Caleb for jumping in and doing comms this morning. I saw we had morning races on the schedule, and Caleb, our resident FFR early bird, jumped in. Not only signed up to do comms this morning, but comms tomorrow. So if you like a little Caleb comms in your morning with some food talk, tune in tomorrow morning. Also, like they said, we have another 8 races today, starting from 4 p.m. on. So if you like watching FFR and want to spend your Friday doing so, there are plenty of races the rest of the day. We are only in week 1 of the winter tournament. We've got another, I don't know, 9 weeks left to go. So lots of races. Join the Discord. You'll find all the information there and the schedule. There's also the wiki has the info. And like so, but also the spectator role. We ping that every time there's a race. If you don't want to miss one, grab that in the Discord, and I promise it won't be annoying that we're pinging you so often. Insert smile here. Yeah, that's all I got. So again, GG to both runners. Thanks to Caleb for jumping in, and we'll give SG their channel back. And hopefully see y'all sometime rest of the day. We'll be here on our FFR channel and RPG Limit Break. We're everywhere today. We're taking over FFR, taking over the world. But yeah, we'll see all you next time. Bye, everyone.